back to Prepper Junkie. Today I'm extremely excited to review this Knights Armament SR15, considered to be one of, if not the best AR-15 on the planet currently. So let's go ahead and see what it's all about. Okay, so first of all, let me show you what it came with. So it comes with this hard case and it's marked Knights on the front. And it is a padded case. Open this up. It came with some rail covering, type 2 sections. Comes with a gun lock. And comes with a padlock. Comes with an M-LOK accessory rail. It's aluminum and it's branded CAC. And it comes with a user manual. Alright, so let's go over my current setup. I did change a couple of things out. So we'll just start at the buttstock, butt to tip, and then we'll go over the features. We'll do a close-up of the lower because there's a lot of unique features on here, which is really cool. And then we'll give you more thoughts and so forth. Okay, so the buttstock, it came with a Magpul MOE basic furniture, which I took off, and I put on this B5 enhanced SOP mod systems buttstock. These are my favorite buttstock on the current market. I really like the wider cheek rest. It's just really comfortable for me. It does have a 6-position adjustable stock, and also with the B5 SOP mod, it has these 2 little tubes here, which you can unscrew and you can put batteries or whatever you need in there. It does come with QD attachments for your slings. Okay, so moving forward, we'll move up to this is just a standard mil-spec buffer tube. You can see it's not the typical kind of black. It does look, it's got kind of a grey, gunmetal grey color, which sets it apart just a little bit. Moving up, it does have a castle nut. It doesn't look like a typical castle nut. It's not super different, but it is slightly different. And then we have this QD plate piece right here. Now, it's not the standard QD plate where you'd have the slot at the back of the end plate. This is on either side. There's these QD slots here. It's a very nice looking piece. It functions just fine. I typically run mine off the buttstock though, but that end piece QD sling attachments are good. Moving up, so moving up to the charging handle. This is their own design, and so we have this extended latch, aluminum latch right here for easier purchase. It works just fine. I'll probably end up switching that out to a Geisley supercharging handle. Okay, so moving forward here, we do have some Knights Armament flip-up backup sights. These iron sights, they're extremely nice sights, and they're actually worth a lot of money if you buy them individually also. So a great feature on for the backup sights. Now obviously I'm running a Aimpoint Comp M4S on this currently. I do like this optic a lot. And then it is on the rail at the top here is a full length 1913 Picatinny rail. Goes all the way up. We'll touch base with the lower and the internals in just a minute, because I said there is quite a lot going on in there that I want to do a close-up for you guys to show you. So with the grip, it came again with a very basic Magpul furniture, which I took off and I put on the Magpul K2 Plus grip. I like the angle of this, and it's a rubber overmold, so I can get a really nice purchase on it. The upper and lower is 75 T6 aluminum. And we'll touch base with everything else in a second. The rail here is their proprietary rail. It's called a URX4 rail. It's a super nice rail. It's got M-LOK slots on the 1, 3, 5, and 6 position. It's got a ton of slots on there. It does have 2 mounts here for QD slings. It's just a really nice constructed rail. And these rail panels did come with the firearm. It was an extra in there, which was nice. I've added a BCM foregrip right here. I like running these. Then I have a Surefire dual fuel 600 with a cloud defense mount with the tape switch inside. And then moving up to the front here, This is their proprietary flash hider also, and it's designed to use the Knight's Armament suppressor. So that is on there. So if you have a Knight suppressor, you're good to go. If you want to run a different flash hider for a different suppressor, you're gonna have to switch that out, no big deal. The barrel is a 1-in-7 Cold Hammer Forge chrome lined barrel. Their barrels are excellent. They are made in-house, and it's just a nice barrel. Now I've done some shooting with this, just with the red dot, not at super far distance at the moment, and I mean, this is no great feat obviously, but at 25 yards with a red dot, I'm hitting the same spot over and over again. So the accuracy is fantastic with this. Again, it's not super far out there, I realize that, but initial impressions is it's very accurate. It's very nice. It is a mid-length gas system, which again I'm a huge fan of. That's probably my favorite out of the carbine, mid-length and rifle length. I really do like the mid-length. Now it's not just any typical mid-length gas system. Well, it is, but it isn't. So it is a mid-length gas system, but they've got this down to such a perfection where, so where the gas block is here, there's another nut that is going into it and pushing against it, and it's really sealing things up in here. And because there's not hardly any gas escaping, they're able to really fine-tune this rifle. And it is for what it, so with that fine tune comes an incredibly flat shooting experience and very little to no gas blowing back in my face. Review again with this a little further down the line, suppressed, but people who do run the suppressed are amazed at the lack of gas has come back here, just because they're able to finely tune this rifle. So I am super excited to run this suppressed. But yeah, very interesting setup with the mid-length gas system and how they've done that. Again, my first overall impressions are extremely good. So yeah, so that's the upper there. So let's change the camera angle and we'll go down to the lower, and I'll go over some things down here. All right, now we got a nice close-up of this lower. And so it's a completely ambi lower, and this is why I wanted to kind of give you a close-up. Yes, there's a couple of companies out there that do complete ambi lowers. And I haven't really reviewed one on the channel before, so this is why I want to make sure you guys can get a really good close-up of this. So obviously we have an ambi safety to start off with. This isn't black, this is gunmetal. It's kind of like a gunmetal gray, so it does stand out a little more. And as I said, obviously it's ambi. This is on the trigger side. Now, one of the things I really like what they've done with this is you can probably notice there's a cutout right here. So when your finger is resting outside of the trigger guard, it rests in there and not on top. So I really like that feature. It's very comfortable. The safety works obviously just fine. We do have a standard mag release right here, which, so obviously, standard mag release, and then we have an actual bolt release right here on this side, being the ambi. So if you are a left-handed user, other than obviously the ejection port being on this side, this is a lot of great features for you guys also. So switching over to the other side, here is the opposite side. So this is your mag release right here. So if I push this on the other side, you can see how this moves, and then obviously that moves, right? So push that in, that is your mag release. Very cool, very nice. As I say, I do like the ambi controls a lot on this firearm. The trigger is a 2-stage trigger. Let's go ahead and do the pull weight on it. I can tell you it's a pretty dang nice trigger. It's not as nice as some of the higher end Geissele's, but it's definitely hanging with Geissele entry-level trigger. So let's go ahead and do the trigger pull weight and see what we get. So as I said, it is a 2-stage. Let's see what we get here. Comes out at 6.5 pounds. Definitely doesn't come across as that heavy when I am at the range with this. And obviously, if you're looking at a Geissele 2-stage, you're looking at about a 4.5 pound total pull, including the first and second stage. So this is definitely heavier than a Geissele trigger. Okay, it came out at 6 pounds. Let's do this one more time. and just under 6 pounds. It looks like we were averaging about a 6 pound pull for the two-stage trigger. Again, it is a nice trigger. It's not as nice as the Geissele's, as the higher end Geissele's, as I was saying, but it is a very good trigger. And again, you definitely know you don't need to trade that out, change that out. You can see here the trigger guard. It's kind of an interesting shape here, which is kind of cool. It's got a flat, the flare magwell also right there. And it's obviously manufactured Knight's Armament, and it's stamped 5.56. On this side, we have a Stoner rifle with the Knight's logo. There's a lot of history to this rifle. It's Eugene Stoner and Mr. Knight came together and made it. And if you're into that stuff, there's a ton of, you can go and research it, but it's pretty cool how they designed this incredible firearm together. Okay, so let's break it down and look at the internals, because again, there is some stuff to point out in here. Okay, so if you've watched my other videos, you'll know that I do switch the buffer and buffer spring out on all of my rifles. This is the Spikes T2 tungsten powder buffer and a Damage Industry spring. Just a great combo. Okay, and it just comes when you receive it. It just comes with a standard buffer and buffer spring. There's nothing flashy about it. So one of the things I thought, and I did point out, the charging handle here does have the really long aluminum extended safety latch here. But the funny thing I thought was, it's a completely ambi lower, but the charging handle is not ambi. It's just for a right-handed shooter. So I thought that was interesting. But anyway, I'm switching this out. But just thought that was kind of, why wouldn't they include an ambi charging handle? So this is their bolt carrier grip. Now there's lots of little technical details about that bolt carrier grip that I'm not going to go into. But again, if you want to do the research, feel free. But some of the big differences I just want to point out. So this is obviously a BCM one, and if we turn them here, hopefully you guys can see this. The pieces here are actually rounded compared to these ones are straight, and that's one of the big differences that enables. It's just one of the big differences with this bolt carrier grip. Now, people have said that these are like literally impossible to break. They're going to run. Now, I've had no issues whatsoever with BCM or pretty much any bolt carrier grip, but these apparently are almost indestructible. They will go just like so much longer than a standard bolt carrier grip. Again, there's a lot of nitty-gritty technical details that I just don't want to get into. It will make the video too long. But you know, to buy these individually, they're very, very expensive bolt carrier grips. But so yeah, so you can see some of the differences. All right, so we put it back together. So I realize some people might say, well, I can make a rifle like this for so much less, and maybe you could, but for me, these are made to such high tolerances, and they have an amazing pedigree and history that for me, I have not, and you guys have, if you've been with my channel for a long time, I have reviewed a lot of ARs, and I can easily say without a doubt, this is the nicest AR that I have ever shot and owned. So yeah, I mean, take it for what that's worth, but it is an extremely impressive firearm. They're kind of like unicorn farts. They're impossible to find. So I mean, trying to get one of these in stock right now I signed up. So how I got this, I signed up for probably like 20 websites on their back. You know, the email me when it comes back in stock, and luckily it came back in stock, and I seen the email as it came in, and I went on there and bought it as quickly as I could. By the time I finished my processing and checking out, they were already sold out. I've only seen them come in stock twice in the last couple of months, and they have literally lasted less than a minute or two in stock. But for a good reason. It is an absolutely fantastic firearm. Some things would I change. When you get it, the furniture I changed out, the buffer spring, you know, it's just the standard, there's nothing fancy about it. I just like the upgraded system. What else would I change? The charging handle, just put an ambi charging handle in there. Do you need to? No, absolutely not. Again, when you've been running ARs or certain guns for a long time, certain platforms, you just get comfortable with what you like and you know what works. And so I like to run the Super Geissele charging handles, and I like to run that buffer system. But yeah, it's an absolutely fantastic firearm. I don't know what else to tell you guys about this. It is kind of expensive. If you can buy them from a reputable online firearm dealer, not going to Gunbroker or something like that. I'm not saying Gunbroker isn't reliable, but you're going to way overpay. People are selling these for like $4,500 on Gunbroker plus. I picked this up for $2,500 without tax, and free shipping. So yeah, it's an absolutely phenomenal rifle. The only one price-wise that came in close to this one would be the Geissele Super Duty rifle that came in. I reviewed a little bit ago. The price was getting close to this Knight's. It's not on the same level, not even close. The Geissele had a lot of really nice Gucci features. This thing is just incredible. Yeah. So I don't know, guys. I kind of get giddy about this rifle. I do love it a lot. I'm trying to get hold of 11.5-inch version of this, but you know, now with this added to my collection and we shooting it for a little bit, I can easily say out of my collection, 100% this would be the rifle that if I had to bug out, if I had to grab one rifle, 100%, no questions asked, it would be this Knight's. It's just an amazing firearm. So, okay, that is it, folks. If you have any questions, any comments, please ask them below. I'm always happy to help out wherever I can. And if you haven't hit that like and subscribe button, please do so. It doesn't cost you guys a dime, but I greatly appreciate it, and it helps the channel out quite a bit. So until next time, I'll catch you later.